Did you know that 90% of all weight loss resistance is hormone imbalance? That's right. And that anybody that is overweight will almost guaranteed have some sort of hormonal imbalance. That's right. And so if you do not address the hormones, you can only get so far with your weight loss. I want you to check out my On Track program. This program is a one of a kind program and one of the only programs that helps women to balance their hormones in order to lose weight. You can check it out at KarenMartell.com/on track and get started today. You're listening to The Other Side of Weight Loss. I'm your host, Karen Martell, transformational nutrition coach and expert in women's weight loss and hormone health. If you are ready to go beyond diet and exercise, then tune in each week to hear from leading experts in psychology, nutrition, and spirituality as we explore the many avenues of what it really takes to lose weight and feel your best. Well, that's it, ladies. 2019 is almost coming to an end. So in today's episode, I want to just do a little recap of my biggest moments, my biggest lessons learned in 2019. For me personally, I felt like this was like a breakthrough year for me. I had crazy stuff happening with my health, my own health issues. I had a crazy thyroid thing happen that I'm still working on. My hormones just seemed to go haywire. And I just feel like it was all meant to be because whenever something goes wrong with me, I am a crazy fanatical researcher. So feel like I have learned so much this year when it comes to women's hormones. And I started out my 2019 year committing to learning as much as I can about the female hormonal system. I had already knew quite a bit prior to 2019, but leading up to it, it was very interesting because my focus was really on women's weight loss, just weight loss resistance, weight loss in general, helping women to transfer over to a paleo or primal based diet and then keto based diet. That was my focus, and really, trying to find all of those little elements that were stopping a woman from losing weight. Of course, that was hormones, digestive system, stress management, the diet, etc. And over the years, what I've kept hearing constantly, nonstop from clients and members was that they were having hormone problems. Now, they didn't know that, but I did. And it was so repetitive. It was like the universe was yelling at me, Karen, you need to talk more about hormones here. And it was interesting because at the time I had no hormone problems myself, like not anything severe that was really, really bothering me. I wasn't in perimenopause. I had had my hormones checked. Everything was going great. I had finally, had my thyroid optimized. I was just, feeling hormonally awesome. And then it was like it all just came crashing down around me. And boom, I was in perimenopause. My thyroid went haywire. And I realized I needed to go deeper. And I really think it was on purpose because I needed to be able to help other women. I need to help you with your hormone health and your weight loss issues. Because weight loss, if you don't address the hormones, you guys have heard me say this a million times, you can't lose the weight, at least not all of it. You might be able to initially lose some weight because you changed your diet or you started exercising. But if you're over the age of 35, maybe even over the age of 30, then they only can get so far, and that you have to start addressing the hormones or else it just doesn't happen. I know from experience. So this year there was a lot to do with hormones, and I'm excited for 2020 because I'm just going to take it to the next level. I know this is the right path in my business and for myself, and for all of you, because I've had confirmation about that throughout the year, just women coming to tell me this just happened a couple of weeks ago. A woman could not lose weight no matter what she did. And she was a very, very healthy person, diet wise, exercise wise. And she said, you know what? I just want to feel better. I want to have more energy. I want to be able to sleep better. At this point, Karen, I really don't think my body will lose weight. Well, we optimized her hormones and she's now lost 20 pounds, which she never thought was going to happen. Another woman, same thing. This was just last week. She said, Karen, you don't understand everything I've ever done. I have not lost weight, and I just lost 9 pounds in my first 10 days being on your program. Now, she had some major food sensitivities happening, even though she was following a keto-based diet. So we had to do that, and we also had to optimize her thyroid, but it was that fast. So, I mean, and this time, oh, Karen, I've got no more hot flashes. Oh, you know what? And this is just like, daily I get confirmation that this is working and this is helping so many women that listen to this podcast and that are in my membership group, that come to me privately. So 2020 is just going to be more and more of this stuff, this amazing information that I can share with you guys about optimizing your hormone health, and of course all the other fun things that go with women's health. Of course, it's not just hormones. Okay, so I want to share with you guys what my top 10 lessons were, and maybe not just for me, but for clients as well, and just kind of what was highlighted for me throughout this year. Now, each of these things you likely can find. You can likely find an episode where I've dived deeper into these things. I will share with you what those episodes are when applicable, but we're just going to be just scratching the surface in today's episode, so it's not too long. All right, number 1, heavy metals suck. I had to put this in there because I was very ignorant to the world of heavy metals prior to 2019. Of course, I knew people had heavy metals and that could be a problem for some people. I never thought it was a problem for me. I do not have a single filling in my mouth. I have no mercury. Yes, I was vaccinated, but I just thought I wasn't being exposed. Besides to vaccinations, I hadn't been exposed to any sort of heavy metals. Like, where would that have come from? When I looked at what the symptoms were for heavy metals, they didn't apply to me. When my thyroid went nuts and I was trying to figure out why my reverse T3 went up. So it could be because of heavy metals. And I had kind of looked at all the other reasons and kind of, ruled them in, ruled them out type thing. And then decided, well, I'm just going to rule this one out. I'm going to go get my heavy metals tested, rule it out just so I know I don't have them. Well, it goes to show that you shouldn't think that, because I went and had them tested and I had off the chart levels of lead. So what is that doing to my health? I'm not too sure. Is it the cause of my reverse T3 problem? I'm still trying to figure it out. But interesting enough, when I started to chelate, I noticed major symptoms. I was so fatigued, all my joints hurt. Like, having that lead come out of my body made me extremely sick, which made me think, what is this doing to me when it's just this slow release? Because lead is stored in the bones. So when it's slowly being released out of the bones, how is this affecting my overall well-being? So heavy metals suck, you guys. And so if you have any chronic health problems that you just can't seem to figure out what it is, I highly recommend having heavy metal testing done. Hair analysis test is a great way to do that. You want to know more about heavy metals? Then there are 2 episodes you need to listen to. Number 78, which is my own, which is deep-rooted causes of common health complaints. Then I go into my story a little bit more and just more about heavy metals and about other things that could be causing chronic health problems. And then episode 44, detoxing heavy metals to lose weight with Wendy Myers. Wendy's is Wendy Myers .com is a great, or MyersDetox.com is a great resource about heavy metals. So is the Andy Cutler protocol. And I talk about all of that in that episode 78. So yes, number 1, heavy metals suck. Number 2, Be open to changing your diet. I just want to like drill this into your head. I just got an email before I even hopped on here, and it was, I can't tell you how many times I've got this email. I went on keto and I lost 50 pounds in the first 6 months. And now in the last 6 months, I haven't lost anything. I have heard something of that version countless times. And so please, please listen, ladies. Diet variation and just simply changing what you're doing may be necessary. What worked in the beginning doesn't necessarily mean it's what you have to do forever. Keto is extremely therapeutic. It has helped thousands of people that I've worked with. It's incredible. Is it for long term? I don't think so. I think it's therapeutic. I think you use it to kickstart weight loss, to get control over your sugar, to stop the food addiction, to help your body go into become a fat burner, to reduce inflammation, to give you energy back, to help brain fog, energy. Like there's so many great things that it will do in the beginning because you're giving your system a break. And this goes with anything. You could be doing something different. It doesn't necessarily need to be keto, but what worked in the beginning, if it stops working, be open-minded to changing what you're doing. That goes with exercise even. Your body's very adaptable, right? It will always get used to what you're doing. That's why they say when you work out, never do the same workout every day because your muscles just adapt to that and they won't change anymore. You need to change things up, switch things around, okay? Number 3, progesterone bioidentical cream is great for freaking everything. I love this. I love this because the more I know about progesterone, the more I'm like, oh my, I want to give it out for Christmas presents for every woman I know. I just want to scream it from the rooftops. Ladies, get yourselves on progesterone cream. It is so protective. We have way too much estrogen in our environment. And as we age, and I'm talking like 30, 35 ladies, our progesterone starts to take a dive. When you hit your 40s, even more so. That's why when you hit your early 40s, that suddenly you put the weight around the middle, that your periods get super heavy, that your period cramping gets really bad, that you might develop fibroids, ovarian cysts, fibrocystic breasts. Oh, the list goes on. Migraine headaches in general, PMS headaches, insomnia, night sweats. This is all progesterone deficiency, ladies. Progesterone, there's over 300 receptors for it in the body. It goes everywhere. It's great for the brain, your sex drive. It's metabolic, which means it speeds your metabolism up. The list goes on. Now, I haven't done an episode strictly on progesterone, and I plan to, but I did just do one like last week. My last one was on estrogen dominance. So you can go ahead and listen to the Estrogen Dominant podcast where I talk about estrogen dominance and just kind of what you can do about it. And I talk about progesterone cream as well, episode 48, which is the best tips to transition to menopause. But ladies, progesterone is your friend. We'll talk more about that in 2020. Number 4, how to work out depending on your age. I love this. The most downloaded interview that I did in 2019 was episode 68, Female Phase Training by Dr. Jade Teta. I love Dr. Jade. He's awesome. He's so smart when it comes to the metabolism and what a woman should be doing to help boost her metabolism and to lose weight. And he's all about like, how should you be working out depending on where you are in your cycle and where you are in life. Like, are you menopausal? Because if you are, then you don't want to be doing a lot of cardio because that will actually make you gain weight. And finding the balance between how much exercise to do, because the more you exercise, the hungrier you are. And so he talks about how to find that balance. So you can go ahead and listen to that. I'm not even going to say anything more about it. Just go listen to the episode because I'm not the expert on that. he is, but I found it fascinating. And obviously my listeners do as well, because like I said, it's the most downloaded interview of 2019. All right. Number 5, the importance of taking your body temperature. Now, you've heard me talk about this lots if you've listened to this podcast before, and it amazes me how many women still don't do it, especially if they have a thyroid problem or they suspect they have a thyroid problem. But even if you don't have a thyroid problem, please take your body temperature. It's going to tell you where your like how much you're burning fat. Is your metabolism healthy? Do you have an adrenal issue? These are things that can all be told by looking at your body temperature. You want to buy a Gera thermometer, which is Gera Therm, Gera Therm thermometer. You can get it on Amazon for less than $10. And you take your basal body temperature in the morning and again in the afternoon. For women, you want to take it, and this is something kind of that I've just recently started to say to women, is you want to take it after the 14th day of your cycle. Day 1 being the first day of your cycle, because the first half of your cycle, your temperature is usually lower, and then after you ovulate, then it goes up. If you're menopausal, then you can take it at any time. If the afternoon temp reading is consistently under 98.6, 37 degrees Celsius, 98.6 Fahrenheit, there is a problem with your metabolism. So either there's an adrenal issue, you might have an infection, you might have hypothyroidism. You have to then take it farther and figure out, why is your metabolism not running properly? In 2020, I'm going to make this mandatory for my On Track members when they come in, is you are to take your body temperature so that we can see that what you're eating and what you're doing is helping to raise that body temperature, which means help you to lose weight and burn up your fat stores. All right. And not just that, bowels working better, brain working better. And it's very common for our metabolism to start slowing down as we go through perimenopause and into menopause. This can be from hypothyroidism, your thyroid can slow down. It can be from adrenal exhaustion. Many things can cause this. But first, it's determining if it's a problem. All right. What are we on now? Number 6, the best cure for insomnia. And I say this, I'm going to put this one in there as a weight loss lesson, because if you sleep well, you'll lose weight almost guaranteed, because if you're not sleeping well, and then you start sleeping well, it heals the adrenal system. It makes your hunger hormones work properly, because when you don't sleep, your hunger hormones go up, which means you get more hungry, right? That you won't be satiated when you do eat. That's another one of your hunger hormones. There's ghrelin and leptin. So lacking sleep causes a whole host of issues that feed into your body's ability to lose weight. So in 2019, through a lot of my research and all of these thyroid things that I was on, forums and stuff, I learned about holy basil and phosphatidylserine to be the answer to insomnia for women, especially for women that were hormonal. But this goes across, I think this can work for everyone, because now I've got my daughter, my husband taking it. They don't have insomnia, but my husband, he'll play hockey, and when he comes home, he can't sleep, and I make him take it. My daughter, if she just can't sleep for some reason, she gets it, works every single time. And I have heard from many of my members and On Track, as well as many clients, friends, family, all tell me how well this works. So phosphatidylserine and holy basil, and yes, they have to be together. They work a little bit differently. One calms the nervous system down, one blocks cortisol. But you want to take them together, start with one of each, and you can move your way up. You can even take it in the middle of the night if you need to. If you wake up, and you can't get back to sleep, you can pop one of each. Listen to episode 70, How to Beat Hormonal Insomnia. And I talk more about it in there. All right, number 7. I want to do a very quick recap of my top supplement recommendations to help with weight loss that I learned about in 2019. So very quickly, um, maca. I can't tell you how many doctors I interviewed this year that were OBGYNs, just hormone experts. They all said maca. And now I use it with all of my clients, especially ones that are over 40, because it really helps to balance out our hormones, helps with sex drive, helps the adrenal system, helps with energy. Great for men and women both. So maca, you can get, I like Dr. Anna Cabeca's, or there's a brand that one of the doctors recommended called Femessence, Femessence, I think it was, femessence.com. And they have different types of maca. And so depending on where you are in with your cycle, like if you're menopausal, you'll take one kind. If you're perimenopausal, or if you just have bad PMS, they've got different types of maca for each stage in life. So, and it was very reasonably priced. Dr. Anna Cabeca's is awesome too, because it's a drink. Like you put it into water and it's a green drink that has maca in it. She sent me some and I really liked the taste of it. And she's, of course, had great results with it. I consider her an expert in maca. I'll link to all of these things, you guys, in the show notes. Okay. So Dr. Anna Cabeca's and Femessence. I'll make sure I get that one right in the show notes. The other thing, Paleo Cleanse Powder. Now, Paleo Cleanse Powder is a Designs for Health product that I sell that I love. And when you start drinking the Paleo Cleanse Powder, it'll become very addictive. At first, it actually doesn't taste that great for a lot of people. Some people like it, some people don't. But you get used to the taste, and then you can't go without it because of the energy that it gives you. So not only does it give you this like full spectrum of vitamins and minerals, but it also will give you things like calcium D-glucarate and methionine and dandelion and milk thistle, and so things to support and detox the liver gently. So it can be you can drink it every day. It's got 22 grams of protein in it, pea protein, super easy to digest, tons of B vitamins in it, and C and A, and it's got it all. It's got a very long list of ingredients. No sugar, no fillers. And like I said, you can take this on a daily basis and you can ditch the multivitamin. It just is this all-in-one product that I love, 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 love. You can get that on my site at KarenMartel.com/shop. Next on the list would be progesterone, because we talked about that. So there's different sources. I do sell progesterone, but only in the States. Through Designs for Health. If you are in Canada, though, you can get it from my other source, which I absolutely love, which is Dr. Platt, and that's at plattwellness.com. I'll put it in the show notes. He has a 5% progesterone cream. I've got an interview with Dr. Platt coming out in January. He's like the progesterone guy. So I trust his brand. And he ships to Canada. He just puts it that it's cream and he'll ship it to Canada, which is excellent. And then the other thing was, and I haven't tried this because I can't get it in Canada, but I've heard great things about it, which is Dr. Anna Cabeca's Julva, which is a cream actually that will help, that you actually put on your vulva. And she says, I think she calls it the joyous vulva. But you can listen to episode 73 called Solving Perimenopause with Dr. Anna Cabeca, and you'll be sold on her maca and her Julva product after you listen to her talk about it. So those are in the show notes. Those would probably be my fave of 2019. There was a few others. Like I love the episode I did on BioOptimizers, which is a digestive supplement that they have a whole line of stuff. I'll put that in as well in the show notes. It's just a really high quality. So if you've got any digestive issues, this is so great for it. I also absolutely love the, I'm going to forget the name now. It's Dr. Jay Davidson and Dr. Todd Watts's product. And they have a whole line of stuff for parasites and for viruses like Lyme disease, parasites, candida. Uh, Anyways, the name will come to me and I'll put that in the show notes too. But they've got a great product if you think that you're suffering with anything like that. I love those guys. They've got lots of great information. Cellcore, is that what it is? Cellcore. But I'll put that in the show notes as well. There's just it's good to know quality supplements, right? Because there's so much out there in the market right now. Microbe formulas, that's what it is. But they actually show pictures of the parasites and worms that have come out of people when they take their product. So, and those guys are to be so trusted. I did a couple interviews with them for my thyroid summit, and they're some of my fave doctors out there. I'm going to have them on again, probably towards the end of 2020, because they were so great, just to talk about parasites and Lyme disease and retroviruses and all those great fun things. But that's microbe formulas. All right. Number 8, don't judge. I know you've all heard that before, but there was an episode that I did, episode 76, Weight Loss Wisdom from Jimmy Moore. And it really just hit home for me. Jimmy Moore, if you don't know who he is, he's got one of the longest standing health podcasts out there, Livin' La Vida Low Carb. And he has like something like over 2,000 episodes, I think, on his podcast. He's been in the low carb world forever. He's just one of the pioneers of low carb living. And he's really suffered with weight gain in the last 10 years, I think it is. Like he lost something like hundreds of pounds and then gained a lot of it back. And he's getting a lot of flack from people. And I even had people comment on the YouTube video I did with him when I interviewed him that said things like, this guy's, oh my God, I can't even repeat it. It was so horrible. I erased it. It's just so mean about him. And another one just came on the other day that was like, he's going to die of a heart attack. And I'm like, and I actually said to the one guy that was so rude, I wrote back and just said, you know what? Who are you to judge? You don't know what that, did you even listen to the video? Because in that episode, Jimmy talks about, losing his brother and having a dad that made him feel like he was nothing his whole life, and just like where it comes from, where his emotional eating comes from and the struggles that he's had with it. And you can't judge. Don't ever judge anybody for where they're at on their health journey or for anywhere else they're at in their life. Just don't judge. So it's episode 76. Very good one to listen to. All right. What's next? The number 9, diet variation. So the importance of diet variation. Now, this is different than changing what you do, which was what number? I can't remember now. Number 2, be open to changing your diet. This is different. Diet variation. I have found in 2019 the importance of diet variation, that I actually did a complete overhaul of my membership in order to implement diet variation, because there were so many women that were having the same problems over and over and over again, which was that they could not, that their weight loss stalled, they hit the weight loss plateau and it just wasn't moving, and they were fasting more, going lower carb, going carnivore. And it was like, that was just the wrong thing to do. And as soon as I pulled them out of that and say stuck them over on the paleo-based diet, then the weight loss would start happening again. So diet variation, which is rotating your calories, your calorie intake, rotating your carbohydrate intake so that you can still be following, a ketogenic diet, but you're rotating how much calories you're eating and, how much you're fasting, You want to do a cycling of carbohydrates for many, many reasons, but vary for the hormones, right? So for your thyroid, for your adrenal system, for weight loss plateaus, this is so important because if you don't do diet variation, you will run a very, very high risk of slowing your metabolism down so that you gain weight or you stop losing weight. You can hear more about diet variation on another podcast that I did, episode 84, How to Use Diet Variation for Weight Loss Plateaus, where I dive deep into why that is so, so important. I have everybody do it now that I see because it will help you to continue losing weight and not hit those weight loss plateaus. And most women do everything wrong when they hit the weight loss plateau and doing everything opposite of actually what they should be doing. So that is a very key lesson of 2019, ladies. All right. My last but not least lesson of 2019 across the board is patience. Like out of everything, patience was my number one lesson. Patience with your hormones. It is not a quick fix. Most of us took a long time to get to where we're at hormonally, and we're not in a good place for many of us. And so it takes a while to get back to where you should. Weight loss. I had somebody call me the other day and she said, she said, I'm over 300 pounds. I want to do an extended fast because I just need to get the weight off. And I was like, well, what have you been doing? And she was telling me about all the millions of diets that she's tried and that she'll lose it and then she gains it back. And it was like, why do you think then that fasting is going to be the answer? Because you're going to lose a ton of weight, guaranteed. And then you're going to put all of it back on instantaneously within the week. It's going to come back when you go back to eating like you were before. And it was that she wanted the quick fix. She's like, I just need to get the ball rolling. And I was like, yeah, but that has never worked in the past. So why do you think it's going to work now? You have to deal with why you eat the way you do before you have quick weight loss. I'm all for like doing some, the cleanses, doing things like Ideal Protein, HCG. There's these kind of more harsh diets out there that restrict calories. Well, and those ones you have to be very, very careful with and be monitored, and you don't do it like how they say to do it. However, there are things that will help speed up weight loss that aren't, necessarily that great for you, but if you do it for a very short period of time, it can help speed weight loss up. But you don't want to do that if you haven't dealt with the reasons why you're overweight to begin with. And that includes hormones, that includes emotional eating, stress, things that you're not happy with in your life. Deal with it. You have to deal with these things. They're not going to go away. Losing weight doesn't make those things go away. So you're just going to gain it back. So let go of the quick fix idea in 2020. Go into it just focusing on the fact that it's going to take time and that you're going to change habits and that you're going to let go of the idea that there's quick weight loss. Nothing's going to give you quick lasting weight loss. Okay? So, and if you haven't dealt with those things. So please, patience. I've learned patience. It's taken me, and I still feel like I still haven't quite figured it out, but a year it's taken me to figure out what is really going on with my hormones, what's impacting them, finding the right medication, right, for bioidentical hormones, what's right for me at this time, watching my temperature. Do I need more of one type of thyroid hormone or the other? Like, I'm working this stuff out, and it's like I said, it's taken a year. There's been a lot of trial and error. There's the heavy metal stuff. Heavy metals, lead specifically, can take 4 to 8 years to get out of the body. 4 to 8 years. I need the patience. I need the patience more than anyone. But I just look at it like, okay, let's just take this one day at a time. And if I start now, at least I've started, right? And then eventually things will just hopefully just get better and better. So patience is key, especially when it comes to your hormone health and weight loss. And the faster you can embrace the patience, I think the faster you're going to get there. All right. That is it. 2019. I mean, I could have just gone on and on probably because I felt like I learned lots in 2019. It's been a great year. It's been a great year. And then it's been a very interesting, taxing year on my health and other things. But like I said, I think all for the better because I feel like I'm even more so equipped than I was prior to 2019 when it comes to helping others. So I want to wish you all a very Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. And in 2020, my first episode, I'll be sharing with you how to make 2020 a breakthrough year for you. All right. So make sure to tune into that and enjoy your holidays. And we will talk to you in the new year. All right, ladies, that's a wrap. Thanks so much for listening to today's episode. If you want more, be sure to check out KarenMartell.com/on track and get started today with my monthly coaching program to help you find your weight loss code. Be sure to leave me a review on iTunes and subscribe to my channel so you never miss an episode. Till next time, ladies, have an awesome week.